Hello. Episode 7 now.
I know.
My god.
We're getting on.
We're getting on.
So,
This week's is about UK Dolphinaria and Orca that were in them.
yay!
Even though
yay! Kind of shit.
it's really shit.
Not great.
Doing the research for this is like, oh balls, this is horrible. No wonder we
It really
stopped
was
it.
looking through the links. You're just like, what the 5G was going on here?
Ugh. But yes, everything will be linked for you in the video if you want to double check anything or...
So you too can make noises of disgust.
Yeah, and surprise.
And just sort of, what the fuck?
Pretty much what we've been doing for the past...
Yeah, for a little while now.
Yeah. Anyway, my name is Stevie, Stumpy the... No, actually,
That's
Stumpy
not.
X163, because I changed it 2 days ago. Or 3, I don't even know.
And I'm Ailey, otherwise known as Spice.
Yeah. We changed our names. Usernames.
We
We did. This must be confusing for people. Not really. Basically the same.
I didn't get any like messages like, oh my god, where's Stevie gone?
Yeah, I think everyone pretty much just went with same person.
Oh, it's the same person. That's fine.
I don't think anyone really noticed, if I'm being honest.
I'm not in.
I notice every time I try and find something on my blog, because I'm like, la 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 la, and it says, this page does not exist, and I go, bollocks. And then I have to retract
I got a message from someone saying, I keep trying to look for Darling Tanima, and I'm just like, that's just an empty blog now. And she's like, I know! That's why I can't find it.
Anyway, we start our journey of UK Orca with Cuddles.
This should have been a bad omen. Everyone should have just sort of got from the beginning, no, this is a shit idea, we should just not take this any further. Because Cuddles was Cuddles, and Cuddles was Cuddles.
Cuddles was not cuddly. Cuddles got so violent they cleaned his enclosure from a shark cage.
He also broke his trainer's nose by over-enthusiastically doing a behaviour. He finally attacked a zoo chief.
Yes, he did. But in turn, he was also attacked by vandals who tried to harpoon him because they thought it was funny.
Yes. They tried to harpoon Cuddles the killer whale at Dudley Zoo. And they hurled a 12-foot spear at the 3-ton whale who swam in his pool, and then threw bricks and blocks at him.
Yay!
If they had literally gone after Cuddles, they would probably they wouldn't have lived.
Yeah.
If they had tried anything else, like got in the tank, he would have died.
Yeah, so he lived for... Well, his current age was estimated at 8 years upon his death. But he was in captivity for 4. No, not 4. 6. Can't do math when looking at things.
Yeah, he was 8.
Yeah. But yeah, he was at Flamingo Land for 3 years before he basically had outgrown his tank.
There.
He was all alone. He was all alone the entire time.
No, he wasn't. In Bainbridge Island in a seapen in Washington, he was kept with Ahab, Haida, Ishmael, and Mamouk.
Yeah, but that was after capture, you know, he lived with them.
I don't know who he was with at Seattle, though. It's not telling me. I'm guessing he was on his own.
Yeah.
Flamingo Land, alone. Dudley Zoo, alone.
Yeah. And... So yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
He basically just got really angry. He was a southern resident, we know that much.
He was. He died in February 1974 from a broken rib and a bacterial abscess in his chest cavity. And at his time at Dudley Zoo, he suffered from ulcers and internal bleeding. Lovely.
Yay!
UK Orca captivity's gone off to a great start.
Yep,
It gets better from here.
he attacked his zoo chief by he pulled him to the bottom of the pool while he was being fed, and the guy came out with head and leg injuries. They claimed he was being playful.
No, he wasn't.
But no, he wasn't, because...
Didn't he almost kill like Prince William? Not William.
No, that was someone else. But we'll get to that one.
Oh, right, it was, yes.
And They moved into Flamingo Land where the pool was deeper, where they hoped he'd have more exercise and calm down a bit, but it didn't really work.
No,
That's where they ended up cleaning his cage from a shark enclosure.
It's great because his name means to embrace. And, well, he definitely embraced this sort of violent stereotypes of killer whales. I mean, that he embraced. Anything else, though.
Yeah, they tried selling Cuddles, did Dudley Zoo, because the local government, can you believe this, wanted the zoo to return Cuddles' pool, which they deepened for him, to the original depth.
What?
This is how bad. This is why UK have like what we have right now.
Because people were just sort of looking at this and being like, well, what? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? What? That's exactly what they said all the time.
And yeah, he was basically the first one in Europe as well. They brought him all the way over from America.
It got so much worse.
It really did. Poor guy.
Okay. Moving on. Next we had Calypso, who was in Cleethorpes Zoo in Marineland for about a year.
Well, we don't actually know how long she was at Cleethorpes Zoo. We have a video, which is of her dorsal can't even go under the water. It's that bad.
But we don't know how long she was there. She was there for a year.
It says a year. Because, you see, it says December 30th, 1969, then just says 1970, so she could have been there a day.
She looked so good. And then she was moved to Marineland Antiabs, where she met Clovis, and they both didn't live till the end of the next year. They both apparently died in December 1970.
Yeah. Basically, she wasn't there very long. I don't know why they got rid of her, though.
I don't know.
Maybe it was because they got her in the pool and went, oh shit, no one fits in here.
She must have been caught when she was...
Well, she's part of the northern residents.
Yeah, but at age of death, apparently she was 11. So she was only in captivity for about 2 years, so she must have been caught when she was 9. She was a late capture.
Yeah, she would have been quite huge as well.
Yeah, she wasn't a little animal. She was like, really grown, big thing.
She was the first animal to be AI'd, though. But obviously it was unsuccessful.
She arrived... I can't tell this. No, she arrived via Heathrow Airport from Canada to France. Apparently, I'm imagining that Cleethorpes was just a stock pool because it mentions that she was going to stay there until the pool in France was ready.
She could have just stayed at Pender Harbour in the sea pen. It might have been a bit better.
Yeah, it might have been a bit less shit.
Yeah.
But no, she stayed in Cleethorpes for a year.
She was captured with Corky too, who's still alive.
Who else was she captured with? Hang on.
Kenny, Patches, Nepo, and Yaka. All who are dead.
Apart from Corky.
Corky.
This is going to be a depressing episode.
They're all dead. We're all just talking about dead. Orca, who the UK killed, and then we decided no more, and there has been no more since.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Okay.
Moving on from Calypso, the next one that the UK bought was Winston, or Ramu, as he was known when he was here, but they changed his name back to Winston when he went back over to America, because there was already Ramu, and they thought people would get confused.
But they called them all Shamu.
And they had Ramu 5 for crying out loud.
But they called them all Shamu.
Called them all Shamu anyway, why didn't they just...
Why was it such an issue?
Oh. Anyway, he was a southern resident as well, but he was captured alongside Lolita this time, who's also still alive.
Everyone else is dead though. Chappie, Clovis, Jumbo, Lil Nuka, and Ramu. Wait, it was... So they caught Ramu...
Ramu 4.
And then he met him again?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Anyway.
So yeah, he went to Windsor to start with.
Yes.
started off at Windsor. He didn't have anyone Orca at Windsor, but he'd have a lot of dolphins.
And dolphin pals.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very protective orca, and he was also one of the most aggressive orca in captivity, because he attacked at least 3 traders.
Yeah. He was also... Well, then again, you gotta understand the reason why he attacked these traders, because he used to act out a lot.
Nice to him.
No. Hang on. I'm reading an extract from a research paper from 1977 about him. He would fill his mouth to capacity with water and spray it all over the particular person that was upsetting him. We tried to get him out of this habit by trying to avoid him, but this only made him sneaky about it. He would swim past us, and though ignore us, he would then suddenly flip his head back and flip a mouthful of water back over his tail. However, we were able to get him out of this habit in the following way. The usual method of disciplining him was to pick up his food and stand at the back of the stage, but this never worked. A much more effective way of getting him to stop was to pick up his food, walk away, and not return at all. After a week of this treatment, he gave up the regular rinsing and would seldom do it again.
They basically used food deprivation to stop him from soaking people.
I'm assuming he still got some food. I mean, a week of no food's a bit ridiculous.
They flat out took his food away to make him stop doing something, because they didn't like it. It's a bit shit. There's the reason we don't have captivity in the UK anymore.
He did the same to guests as well.
Yeah.
He used to get a load of people by the observation window, and then spray over the top.
Apparently he often cancelled shows by either laying down at the bottom of the pool or just staying at the side of the pool.
Yeah, he used to not want to do shows as well if the dolphins were let out before him. I think that's what that was.
Yeah. He outgrew his pool in England, obviously, it was fucking tiny, and he was purchased by SeaWorld to join their breeding program.
Oh, I'll let you take this one.
He moved to California, where he met Kona and Kilroy, apparently, and then Kona died. But then new Orca arrived, Keanu, Candy 5, and Canu 2. The females were put with Winston, and they all participated in shows. It was all great. And then he was put with as many Orca that he could breed with as possible. And when Katina, Keanu, and Candu 5 reached sexual maturity, he successfully mated with them all. In 1985, Kalina was born to Katina. She was the first Orca born in captivity, we all know this. Keanu gave birth to a second daughter in 1986, but it was baby Shamu 2, who died some days later, and Candu 5's cat was stillborn. And see, this is where it gets a bit... Winston, despite dying in 1986, his genes are still being used in SeaWorld's breeding program today. He is Amaya's great-great-grandfather. Because obviously, Kalina is his calf. Kalina had 4 calves, Keat, Keto, Tura, and Skyla. Keat had two children, Halen and Kalia, while Keto sired Aiden and Victoria. And Kalia is obviously Amaya's mother. So it's literally still being used today. They're still profiting off Winston's genes right now.
Woohoo!
Kinda crap.
Really crap. Also still mixing Icelandic with
Yeah, because Kasaka is obviously Icelandic, and she's Kalia's mother.
In a way, that might mean that they're related to Lolita.
Katina as well. Katina was Icelandic. Winston was Britain. And as such, Kalina and all her offspring are hybrids. Yeah, it just doesn't get better.
Nope.
Kind of crap.
Winston is very violent. But he wasn't. I don't know if he was particularly violent when he got to SeaWorld though. But he did used to bite trainers a lot when he was at Windsor.
Yeah, I think he was violent in England, but I don't think he was violent in SeaWorld. Hang on.
One thing of note while you're tapping away is that Winston, if you look at photos of him, you know how normally the dorsal will flop towards the back, towards the tail? His flops towards its eye patch. Probably because he didn't have enough swimming around when he was growing up. Forward momentum to get it to go backwards. It sort of goes forwards. It's very weird to look at.
Ah, it was when Syndrome was killed the Prince of Wales.
I thought it was. I knew it wasn't Cuddles.
It was one of the two. I was like, was it Cuddles or was it Winston? It was Winston. He was swimming with the Prince of Wales, but the staff got red eye and, yeah.
Just got him out in time.
I
I think Winston lived the longest of all the captive ones who were actually in the UK. I'm double checking.
So.
Oh no,
Winnie
lived longer.
After SeaWorld, he has no listed incidents after moving to SeaWorld.
Ah. SeaWorld, obviously.
Oh wait, no. He has one. When he was 8, he attacked trainer Greg Williams, who was treated at hospital for several small puncture wounds. He took the trainer's leg in his mouth during a training session.
He liked the leg. He bit another trainer's knee.
That was in 1978. When did he die again?
Oh, he died in 1986.
Ah, so
78 would have been just like 2 years after he moved to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was kept at Windsor. There's a couple of videos of him at Windsor that we have on the Saddle Patch if you want to check it out, along with the research paper on it. Also with the dolphins, with all the dolphins as well, which were Cookie, Snappy, Smarty, Lulu and Honey. I only know that because I've stared at their names far too often in that research paper. He was very protective of Cookie. He was very protective of the female dolphins. Very, very strange. Anyway, it's a good read, that paper. 1977.
Always read your searches, people.
Yeah.
Read your sources. It's very important.
Apparently he grew to 6.3 meters.
Big lad.
Yeah. I think that was probably the measurements upon his death that got that though, which is depressing.
Kind of gross.
They always seem to say how big they were when they're dead.
Yeah.
Wow, he thought to have died from natural causes brought on by old age. Aged 19. He was showing signs of age. Oh my god.
Wait, no. I had his neck up just like 2 seconds ago.
I know, he was no, this is Lanny Carnell, SeaWorld Zoological Director said. He was showing signs of age as any animal would. Then it goes on to say how he was at least 30 years old.
What do you want it? That's a lie.
He was captured in 1968. No, he was captured in 1970.
Apparently in this paper, the SeaWorld San Diego Necropsy report, the diagnosis is chronic cardiovascular failure, nephrosis, or chronic interstitial nephritis, and systematic failure and resultant septicemia.
Well,
old age.
Claiming he was 30 in that article. Oh, I know newspapers are a good source, but always don't always look at them with like a magnifying glass. Like really.
Well, considering that paper, like that thing I was reading like 5 seconds ago, was talking about how Calypso was a he the entire time. I was like,
She, very much she.
Sure.
Then we move on to 1977. I'm not where the Windsor Safari Park acquired Winnie and Hoi Wai, which was part of a trade, I think, for Winston.
Yeah. These are Icelandics now, so this is
Yeah, the crossover point.
Oh, they were caught with Goodwin.
Yes.
Yeah, they were tangmates with Goodwin. Or, no, they were caught with her or something. Yeah. Tangmates at Dolphinarium, Harswick. But yeah, due to an argument between SeaWorld and Windsor, she was moved to Clacton Dolphinarium. So so both of them still belong to SeaWorld, Winnie and Hawaii. And Winnie was meant to go to Ocean Park in Hong Kong. No. Hawaii was meant to go to Ocean Park in Hong Kong. But due to an argument between SeaWorld and Windsor, she was moved to Clacton Dolphinarium after being in Windsor for about a few months.
Just to point out, Clacton Dolphinarium was on the end of a pier.
Yeah, and it says after the pier got damaged by a storm, Susie was rushed back to Windsor's Safari Park before finally being moved to Ocean Park in January 27th of January 1979.
Where she was renamed again.
Right. So she went from Peanuts to Susie to Hawaii. Yeah, and she was the first orca in China.
Yep.
Yeah, and she died on April 21st, 1997.
There is also a video of her as well at Clacton Pier. I don't think I've ever put this one on my blog. It's from 1978. It's called Susie Wong and Squeak. So she did actually have the surname Wong for some reason. Anyway, it's for a news report, and it's, oh my god, I'm reading this like, it was filmed a week after Bubbles the dolphin died after swallowing a child's toy windmill.
Jesus titting Christ.
But yeah, then Clacton got damaged in a storm, because it was on the end of a friggin' pier, for crying out loud.
What the hell were they expecting?
They actually got 2 more orca after this, but yeah.
That went great.
That didn't go so great, yeah. So yeah, then she was obviously off. So again, she didn't spend too much time in the UK, which is probably why she lived to be 21.
Yeah, like most of the other ones that lived a very long time died.
Yeah. She died in
Yeah.
1997 though, so she nearly made it the furthest. Winnie still wins.
I was a year old at that point.
I was 6.
You're so old.
Don't say that, I'm not old.
Old.
Not old at all. But yeah. Yeah, Winnie has more letter on her. She was the last orca in the UK. She was the last to leave. But yeah, she was.
3 more.
Yeah, but they all died before they
yeah.
they died in the UK, but she got to leave again. But then we still killed her.
But it still went kind of shit.
Yeah. She swallowed that many objects during her stay in the UK. They caused a blocked intestine, which led to her death 20 years later.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah. Her name was Freya at this point, when she was moved to Windsor, and she was kept there for 14 years.
Yep.
She was never aggressive with her trainers, and she spent 4 years on her own until Nemo arrived at Clacton Dolphinarium.
He lived a year before he left her again.
Trainers hope they make a good couple, but they didn't get along. That's an understatement.
Just a little bit there.
They really didn't get along. Like, wow. And then, after many anti-captivity moves in the UK, she was sent to SeaWorld to join their breeding program.
Yep.
Correct. She technically still belonged to SeaWorld at this point, so that's probably why.
Yeah. They pretty much passed her back, like, okay, we can't keep her anymore, we can't afford to make the... Basically, the park she was in, which was Windsor, they'd just done this massive overdone of the park, making it look Egyptian. You can actually tell from the pictures of the tank, as you see from Winnie over the 14 years she's there. And then when it came to the changes in things, even though they had 11 years to make the changes, they just went, right, we can't afford it, get rid of it. Basically, yeah. It's not gonna, this whale isn't gonna earn us enough money to make these changes. Like, seriously, the difference in the pool size alone from what it was.
So
I'll do that math later.
She was sent to SeaWorld. She went to Orlando at first, which was a horrible idea because she was in with Goodwin, who was pretty submissive, Taima, Katina, Nutka Fuller, and Kalina, and Nayar in Tillicum. Now, putting her in a tent with Taima and Katina and Nutka Kalina is an awful idea. So she became very submissive because they ripped the shit out of her.
Mm-hmm.
She was much smaller than the other animals and never fit in well.
Then they moved her to Ohio, which they thought would be a better idea.
Where she met Kalia, a young female born at SeaWorld San Antonio. They soon became, Winnie became the dominant female and both got along very well. Not quite.
No.
Because in Kyla's SeaWorld profile, it mentions that she became aggressive with trainers during waterwork sequence after several behaviours without reinforcement, in combination with social problems between Kyla and Winnie. So that kind of implies that they weren't all hunky-dory and had a couple issues. Yeah, she became the sub-dominant whale of the group at the time. And apparently there was a lot of behavioural changes when they moved to San Antonio. Because they were in with Keat, Haida 2, Kyla, Kai, and Keto. And apparently she was inconsistent with separations. She was raking other animals and had increased sexual activity with Kyla and Keto. And then, obviously, I think Winnie died at this point.
Yeah, died in 2002.
Yeah, 2002. And that is when Una was introduced. So she died in April, Una came in December, and apparently that seemed to stabilise it a bit more, even though Kyla still had periods of inconsistency at that point. And then she was hopped over to Orlando.
Yeah. But she never had a baby.
No, she didn't.
Which I always thought was surprising.
Although, yeah, because she was put in all the tanks with the guys at this point.
Yeah.
Because she was in with Tillicum, who, obviously, Taku, I think. No, he wouldn't have been that old at that point, I don't think. Keat, Guyfoot, Keto. There were a lot of males hanging about, but...
Yeah.
No. And baby.
No babies.
Okay.
I think Winston's the only one that passed on any kind of genes.
Yeah, I think he's the only one who passed on any genes at all. Because, yeah, Cuddles didn't, Calypso didn't, Neptune and Nemo didn't. Quite why? No. Winnie didn't.
Nemo and Neptune never made it. Yeah. Next up is Nemo and Neptune.
And our unnamed male, too.
Yeah, unnamed male who died in transport from the looks of things.
Bitch shit.
Now, Neptune died the soonest, shall I say. He only lived for 2 years in captivity.
Yeah, I think it was caught when he was 4?
Yeah, from the looks of it.
Oh, it looks like he was caught when he was 4. He was caught by the Gudrun.
Woohoo!
That's, yeah.
Pretty much everyone he was captured with died pretty much the same year.
Yeah, all 6 were sent to... Yeah, because 2 of them never got named. Like, 5 died off. And Ruka died off.
Yep.
Jesus.
Now, yeah, he just didn't... He was put in the Plankton Dolphinarium, which, like I said, was at the end of a pier. So
apparently they got on well and they performed during daily shows, but Neptune died in 1983 of appendicitis.
and then there was a big movement to get Nemo released because
Yes, they didn't. They wanted
him released. Everyone, like, I won't say the anti-captivity movement in the UK, but I think they were called something different back then. Can't remember though.
There was like a big old hullabaloo at this point.
There was a hullabaloo to get him released, basically, but he never was. He was just they just sent him to Windsor to see Winnie.
Which went well.
Yeah, I mean they were apparently they vocalised to each other all right.
Yeah.
I love how his name means nobody in Latin. That's really harsh.
That is very harsh, considering like other ones have like quite sweet names.
Yeah.
And then you mean nobody.
Oof. Anyway, they kept separated in the end because they just didn't get on, and then he died like a year later.
Thrombocytosis.
Which is you don't want to have that.
So he died in 1986. So when did this paper come in for the whole?
The whole thing. This was published just before. Hang on, 1986. Yes, 1986 is when it came out. Obviously, it was not until 88 when it became law or taken on as law, I think.
Yes.
In that case, they were also just given 11 years. Winnie was the only one left by the time this came out. Yeah, we all know how that ended. But yeah, it has a great list on this page of former and current. You have to remember there were also dolphins around everywhere.
Oh yeah, there were dolphins everywhere. I think
a touring dolphin exhibit visited Battersea in a tent or inflatable dome with 2 animals in 1972.
Fucking fantastic.
A temporary show was in Manchester with 2 dolphins where a portable pool was used. Yeah.
The only one I think that was in Scotland was Blair Drummond.
Was there even one? Oh yeah.
There was one.
Yeah, Blair Drummond.
No, Blair Drummond. There were no Orca in Scotland though. Or
no.
Skegness. That sounds like ours.
Skegness? No,
Skegness.
that's ours.
That might be Scotland. That sounds Scottish.
Nah, Skegness is ours, believe me.
Oh, cool.
Have you never heard of Skegness before?
No, it's usually the nest through me.
Alright.
I was like, nest.
Skegness is like... It was the closest sea town to where I used to live. It is the scourge of all things. It's a horrible place.
Yeah, it's the nest that threw me. I was like,
Yeah. No.
Those are usually ours.
She's got Blair Drummond, which was a plastic-lined sunken pool, which was 3 meters deep.
So shit. I've been there. They've got sea lions in there now, but they've expanded the sort of sea lion tank, so it's not shit. But like, imagining dolphins in there just makes me go, ugh. Ugh.
They had a female named Scotty and a male named Flipper.
Yeah, they did.
And Scotty had a baby. But it doesn't say what they called it.
I don't know if it lived or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it probably didn't live. Basically, there was dolphins everywhere because there was no regulations. So they could just stick them in pools. Bowens, shush.
They just sort of put them everywhere.
Yeah, and outdoor play, like blow-up pools, essentially. It's horrible. Really horrible. This is why this stuff came about. We're talking indoor pools.
It was all really crap, basically.
I think the deepest pool probably was 3 meters deep. I don't think they ever went deeper than that, which is
shite.
Really. It does list every single animal that ever came in. Cetacean ever came into the UK. But it's a very long list, and most of them are poor question marks, bless them. Which is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. But luckily we got fantastic recommendations. Hey,
Yep.
Bones.
Yeah, we got the fantastic ruling, which was basically, if you've ever read through it,
It's beautiful.
it's beautiful. It really is.
I also love how the person who wrote it was it this one that's anti-Catholic as fuck and literally tells us that.
It does tell it like it is, I've got to admit.
Yeah, it just, there's no, with the education it was in, they were just like, don't do the thing. Like SeaWorld does the thing. Basically, it didn't mention them by name, but it sort of was just like, you see what they're doing? Don't do that. That's not allowed in this country.
Yeah. The main point about the educational benefits or otherwise of exhibiting dolphins seems to be whether or not there is something to be gained from seeing a live animal which can be provided in no other way, whether the value is something as such to outweigh the possible cost of the animals. Even among the opponents of Dolphinaria, there is general acknowledgement that seeing a live animal does provide a unique experience, arousing interest that in a way that cannot be undone by other means. The question of cost of the animals is discussed in the welfare section.
They were just like, excuse the fuck out of you.
Basically, it points out that in no way were any of the Dolphinarium in the UK educational, except for one in Scarborough, which gave the visitors opportunity to listen to the underwater sounds. It goes on about to say how it had literal benefit on the UK population. There was misleading nature documentaries going on at the time. There was no education for schools set up. It was educationally lacking.
They were keeping it real.
Even among the consultants, there was an assumption that the education was for children. While it is certainly important for children to learn about the animals, the ordinary visitor should not be forgotten. Basically, don't bore the parents.
Basically, yeah. They were just like, nah. Oh god, is this the one that had the fantastic quotes in it? I can't remember.
I don't think I've pulled any quotes from this one. I might have done, but it'd be on my blog somewhere rather than me having to... I mean, this is a very long...
We just sort of posted them to each other like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think it pretty much was, yeah. As much as I could... I mean, this is a massive document.
So big.
But that's basically why it took 2 years to review. It goes through, there's timelines, it has number of deaths, it has... And then it goes through, there's a brilliant bit where it goes through the new ones it wants to set, the standards, and whether any of them currently meet the standards. And none of them did. There's a big X next to each one.
Yeah.
And the longest... hang on. It goes on to list all the births that are in the UK for dolphins. Ooh, that's horrible. Dinky had died in a thunderstorm. Ooh, drowned by mother. That one's even worse. That was in Cardiff. Well, not Cardiff. Somewhere in Wales.
Jesus, Cardiff. Infant stillbirth. Stillbirth lived 3 weeks. Premature. Orca didn't have much luck. They sort of had prematures everywhere.
Yeah. In the summer of '85, Greenpeace wrote to 60 countries asking for information on how they kept their cetaceans. Copies of the 14 replies received were supplied, and we are most grateful to Greenpeace for that. Basically, it goes through Australia. They had no literally anything. Bahrain, nothing. Canada...
Covering capture and important export.
Yeah.
Not there. Denmark had no displays of live cetaceans and no legislation on standards. Lovely.
France had regulations which covered husbandry, but transport, but not catching or it had all performance pools must have a surface area of at least 800 metres squares.
And the depth of at least 1.5 times the average length of the species.
That one's not bad considering.
Yeah.
Probably why they do have... The German Federal Republic does not grant endpoint permits, although they're not the German Federal Republic anymore, so that really doesn't count. India has no captive cetaceans. Wild cetaceans are protected under Schedule I of the Wildlife Protection Act.
Kenya has no captive cetaceans. Malawi does not allow exports or imports of any live wild animal for whatever purpose. As a landlocked country, import is the only potential source of cetaceans.
New Zealand had a pool that was matching to USA standards, and they had no criticisms of the area. I don't think they had any cetaceans though, I think they just had seals.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Norway has a general prohibition on the public display of captive wild animals. Licenses for public display can be issued after a thorough inspection of accommodation. There are no general standards for these animals, and no cetaceans are kept present. I think they've got some now though, I'm pretty sure they have porpoises.
Yeah, I think they do. Sweden has the same as France.
Has none.
I don't think
so. And they're protected.
Yeah. The US has a massive paragraph.
We're going to get to that. Singapore has no legislation or regulations at this point. South Africa had stuff on it.
Yeah.
So did Sweden.
Yeah, even though they don't actually have any, but they had regulations.
They have quite a lot of regulations, don't they? They're different.
Yeah, they have regulations for American river dolphins, Asian river dolphins. They had killer whale ones, but I don't think Sweden's ever had killer whales.
Not that I know of.
Let us know if you know. The first USA standards did not contain minimum pool sizes. They were introduced for the first time in 1979. And then amended in 1984. And they refer to just the primary enclosure. Although smaller enclosures may be used on veterinary advice.
I'm pretty sure that's how they got around Bolita.
Yeah. If animals only have access to certain water areas during performances, the holding pool is regarded as the primary enclosure. If animals have access to all areas except during performances, the complex can be considered as the primary enclosure. Wow, that's how they get around it as well.
Hey, what are they implying?
If animals have access to all the areas except during performances, the complex can be considered the primary enclosure.
Guys. Technology, though. So that's how they must get around as well.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, killer whale regulations in 1984 with a depth of 3.66 meters. The reason it is such weird things is because obviously it's being changed from whatever the hell they had it in gallons. I get confused when it goes into gallons.
Yeah,
do you mean UK gallons, US gallons?
Yeah, they just need to get their shit together with their measurements, because I mean, Fahrenheit? Who the hell uses Fahrenheit?
Yeah, I know. And then you've got volume, which is 615.78 meters. So yeah, that's the regulations. I'm not even sure if they've been updated since 1984, but I know Lolita's tank has been illegal for quite some time. Anyway, the next bit is...
How disturbing is it that Flamingo, Morecambe, Brighton, Windsor and Knowsley would all pass the USA regulations? Like, whoa. That's kind of...
That is for dolphins, though.
Yeah.
In terms of... hang on, it doesn't actually say kill whales, it just sort of has... Oh no, there it is. No.
There is there.
Oh no, it's further down. No, it's not further down. They just sort of, they don't have it at all.
No, yeah, they do.
Where do they have it?
It's the third table. For some reason, they put the name of the table at the bottom.
That might be why I'm confused.
Yeah, your table 11.
Yes, table 11. Yeah. Wow.
I was wondering what you're doing.
It's like Flamingo Land passes.
Windsor doesn't, Clacton doesn't, Dudley doesn't, Cleethorpes doesn't. At least they got that together. Although...
Passes for 2 animals.
Yeah, but the old version, apparently, Flamingo failed at Windsor Pass.
Huh.
That's weird. France, it fails all of them. They're just like not even like, no, you're just fuck off. And the German Federal Republic.
That's really strange that Windsor passes the 79 standards but doesn't. Then Flamingo doesn't. Ah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. I'm not sure what's going on there.
So basically what this report does, it looks at literally everything about UK.
Can we just look for a second at the fact that Orlando passes the USA one because they've got non-UK killer whale pools for comparison? And he was like, Orlando passes the USA one? No shit! If they didn't, I'd be a bit concerned considering Orlando's in the USA.
Round of applause for the paper there. But yeah, it goes through everything. It's amazing. Still haven't read through it all. I've only gone through like little bits.
We can't read through all at this point. We just sort of have to work through it.
We know what the requirements are in the end. Going through like each bit. We know that there should be a pool of like 12,000 meters squared. Or is that what I mean? Yeah, then volume. And there must be 2 of them. And then a holding pool for medical reasons.
Yeah. Hey Stevie, do any of the current orca pools in the world pass the UK regulations?
Nope.
Hey Stevie, when were these put in place in the UK?
1988. Well, technically they were put in place, but they were given 11 years, so 1991, I suppose. That's still a long time ago.
Considering how long cetacean captivity has been around, like orca captivity, it's been like 50 years. That's like a fourth of the time, like a fifth, sorry, of the time it's been about. And you're like, guys, hey guys.
I mean, yeah, we could still have orca and dolphins in captivity in this country if they've met these requirements, but
no one wants to because it's expensive.
Very expensive.
Thing. When you look at how USA saturated the UK market is, and you think, see all got their shit together. This would be a good market. I mean, it's basically like the US market.
Yeah. What I love is the section on breeding that should happen includes the phrase, genetic studies of captive animals and their offspring, as well as the original wild populations, should be made.
You're just like, you can just feel the side eye.
Because there's no, I mean, genetic study, I mean, surely them SeaWorld must have looked at their Icelandic whales and gone, right, we better just genetically test you to see if you're related.
Yes, it was like, well, we caught a few of you together.
Maybe we should check this shit.
Maybe we should actually look into it.
Because if they had done that, we'd be able to go, because everyone always goes on about Kiska looks so much like Keiko. We'd be able to go, yeah, they're related. But we can't.
Also, we wouldn't have the issue of going, hey guys, is Kasaka related to Kota?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you're not Kiska. Kasaka, sorry. Is she related in any way? Because I think they had offspring.
Oh, there's a really big kicker. Like the last point it makes is establishments should take every opportunity offered during their work with wild animals to obtain the information of rearing behavior, sexual behavior, and mating patterns to understand breeding in captivity.
Ooh. Also, can we talk about the fact that they don't know if Kotar, Katina, and Kasaka are related? They were captured together. Katina and Kasaka's offspring have mated, like, together.
There could be a lot more inbreeding than just Nalani.
Oh god, yeah, it could be so bad. It literally could be so bad. Like.
Oh, there's also a release clause in here.
Hang on, let me see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Who's your father? Who is your parent? Mom?
Ooh. I'm having fun reading the release clause.
Is it a good one? Yeah, if Kasaka and Kota are related, that means that Kohana, Chua, Sakai, Kamiya, Aiden, and Victoria are all inbred. Aiden and Victoria are more inbred than you think, especially so if they're related to Katina, because then they're even more inbred. And it's just a nasty, nasty, nasty little thing.
Oh god.
So bad. You just sit here like, holy shit, this could be so horrible.
Genetic studies, man. I mean, maybe they did do them and maybe they aren't related, but it'd be good to know.
It'd be nice to, like, confirm. It'd be nice to go, hey, no, actually, guys, don't fret. They're not actually related. And then be like, oh, okay, that's great. Thanks, guys. Thank you for the reassurance. Instead, they're just like, silent. Not telling. Not telling. Which is how I feel about SeaWorld right now, because they're not on the fucking March schedule. Just submit your plans, you fucks.
That is the noise of someone very angry.
I'm not even angry anymore, I'm just desperate. I'm just like, fucking submit your plan. It's like, I took this, like, the Blue Whale Project has moved on from being a source of contention for me to, like, the bane of my life. It now makes me so angry every day. Like, I go onto the site, like, every day, and I'm just like, well, look what plans are not on this fucking site yet.
Well, one thing I can say about the UK, when we did bring out the ruling, 3 lucky dolphins got a happy ending out of it.
What?
Rocky, Missy and Silver got released in their place where they were captured, which was Turkey and Kauai Islands. So, yeah, 3 of them got released, but the remaining dolphins from Windsor were sent to Dolphinarium. Holland.
The one in Holland.
The one in Holland
that,
that Morgan was at, and poor old Winnie went back to SeaWorld, yeah. But yeah. At least, the one thing that bugs me is the website where it does talk about the ones that got freed and that. It doesn't actually mention that UK could actually have them again if someone was desperate enough. It's not a captive free zone like India is, where they're protected by being non-human persons.
No, but I think this is even better because it's basically the UK going, I mean, if you want to, I mean, we're not stopping you. Just try. It's basically the UK standing there like, come on, do it. I dare you. I double fucking dare you. And then everyone's just like, nope, not today, UK. Not the fucking day.
The same company that owns Blackpool does also own a dolphinarium in Spain, and some people were worrying a while ago that they might try and bring them here, and I was like, well, got to think about the size of the tank them have to build. Blackpool's pretty built up
also
already.
The fact that as soon as they do it, the UK is just going to be like, you want me?
Yeah.
They're just going to be like, excuse the fucking me, asshole. Who the hell said you could do this?
I mean, it's not like the UK particularly go to SeaWorld to see whales. It's more of they go on holiday to Orlando.
Where we go to Disney and Universal.
And you get in SeaWorld for free with the same ticket.
There.
And, the kids, they probably see the banners around there and they want to go. I'm not condoning.
Like, I have never seen a SeaWorld commercial on the TV. I have seen a shit ton of Disney and Universal ones.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about going to Disney. Everyone talks about going to Universal. I've never heard anyone mention going to SeaWorld unless I have brought it up.
I have seen one SeaWorld commercial. That was at university after, because obviously I normally have ad blocker on at home, and it came up as a suggested advert because of what I've been watching, and I remember going through it like, are you kidding me?
Like, get out.
It's like, really? No. It has not happened since.
Maybe they just got the idea, like, nah, you're okay. This is messaging me on Facebook. This is an adventure. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's UK and dolphins.
Beautiful.
And the amazing article I found today as well. That was, I love it so much.
Seen this article?
Yeah, it's the one about does their demise really matter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember, because I was honestly not looking for it. I was looking through Facebook and Twitter for sightings, because yeah, and this one came up, it was like a year ago actually, but it just sort of rang true with what we've been trying to say basically. But they put it in really nice words. We're not very good with words, are we?
No, I get angry a lot.
And I tend to not get very angry with people. But that put it right.
I'm usually like, oh, I'm so relaxed, and then suddenly someone will say something, and I'll be like, you want me? Glasgow has rubbed off on me. I'm just like,
you want me?
We're going.
You want to go, mate?
Fucking mod man.
So yeah.
That man has a medal. He is a national hero. I hope you know that.
That is the guy who punched a terrorist who was on fire in the face.
In Glasgow Airport, God bless the city.
If you have not seen that, YouTube. Although I don't think the punch has ever been like YouTube, but the interviews have, and my God, they are beautiful.
It's so fantastic. He was like a baggage handler who was on a break. He was having a cigarette, and he sees this guy drive a car into Glasgow Airport on fire. He goes, fucking mom, then walks up to him, punches him in the face, and drags the guy to safety.
It's brilliant. It's like, just terrorists, like, let's bring terror to Scotland.
No.
You what? No. Bad plan. This is why it's not happened since.
No, it's never happened since. It's just like...
No one ever refers to it as the terrorist attack. They refer to it as the time that guy punched a guy on fire in the face.
Yeah, basically.
It went from being terror to laughingstock.
Yeah, because then people were talking about it the next day. I remember Frankie Boyle in a sketch was saying he was on the train to Central, and someone was worried that there was going to be a terrorist attack, like they would take control of the train somehow. I don't fucking know. And a guy beside him said, "Oh, what? And take it the tie rack, take it like upper crust or something." They were just like, "Don't be so fucking stupid." They're like, next day, did he give a fuck?
Yeah.
God bless Glasgow.
Yes.
But you know,
wild whales never actually came into the debate of captivity in the UK, though. Like, I can find nothing.
What do you mean?
Well, the West Coasters only really started being heavily researched in 1992.
Uh-huh.
So really the whole captives have influence over wild research is not classified in this. Doesn't work. Not like the US, where the only reason the southern residents were started to be researched so heavily is because they were captured.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have the same here. We're still discovering things about whales. Like, we only knew there was 2 types, like, 4 years ago.
Yeah, and someone was like, "Hey guys,
there's actually 2 types. You did not know this."
Oh god, it was an adventure.
So yeah. The reason. Yeah. Poor old West Coasters are probably like they are because of hunting. We don't know, because I can't get access to that damn research paper.
God damn it. It makes me so angry when people lock away their research papers and you're like, why would you do this to me?
Admittedly, it was a research paper done in like the 1890s. So...
Still.
I think it was 1890. It was some really long time ago, but they've got access to it in order to write papers referencing to it, which is why they think it's demise. But they are also really concerned about pollution because of the high pollutants in the area.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what's killing off
Dolphins at the moment.
Yeah, and like the type 1s.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what's doing that.
Well, what did Bell show him was a sailed rat.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
We still don't know about the Irish one. You've sent me a file.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Irish one we don't know. We will never know because Thingy doesn't have their...
They don't have a stranding scheme.
They don't have their stranding scheme. Yeah, but Balshare was sailor drop and stuff, which really pissed me off because I was like, no. No. It was, yeah. That was like, I wanted to punch people in the face.
At least, well, nothing's taken hold of the West Coast story, but at least Awesome Ocean haven't.
I say you downloaded my file.
I'm not opening this file now.
It's nothing bad.
It's a JPEG image
Anyway.
of his freaking face! No! He's been torturing me with this guy.
For those who don't know, you know the life gives you lemons line with the tag engine thing? Me and Stevie's partner have basically been like torturing Stevie with it.
He sent me a gif of the guy's face rotating. And all I can hear in my head is doom, 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 doom.
And then I sent Michael a fantastic YouTube video.
Are we going to play this YouTube video now?
Oh, if you want my thing, I can get it. It's not like I have it in a tab saved for this occasion, you know.
Oh, go on then. Just to educate people.
Gosh, what's going on?
In the terms of education, you can play it, but not for long.
It's a bit rude.
It's a bit rude! You won't play it because it's a bit rude!
Oh, God.
Do you want me to just link it with the phrase, or maybe I should just tell, okay, anyone of a sensitive nature, stop listening now. There's been a warning.
I warned you.
God.
Listen, Amber, I don't want it ever. Go away. I don't give a fuck about Bombay ever.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Something is seriously wrong with you.
So beautiful.
I'm so glad my other half can't find his phone, or I know he would set that as my alarm tone.
That would make it bad.
I put it on the other side of the room. Just hear that and get up to the morning like, I'm going to kill you.
It would make you wake up in the morning. You would never be late for work. I mean, your partner would be dead within like a day. You know.
Oh, God.
Swing from right there. I'm sorry for bringing this into your life.
Yeah, should
Oopsie doopsie.
be. Oh yeah, that was UK. That was all we had. They're all dead.
Sods.
We now have like rules that will never actually, well maybe one, hopefully one, no, hopefully not, they'll never have to be enforced on anything.
Or, if anyone does, I'm relying on us UK to be like...
They will probably update the rules. Make it even more impossible. Like, oh, we haven't reviewed these since 1988. Let's give them
They
another
probably
review.
would as well, because they're like, oh no, we haven't reviewed these, we better update them. And like, they double all the type sizes. It's like, oh, this better. There you go. It's all updated. There you have fun.
Yeah, everything will be linked at the bottom that I can remember that we talked about. Pretty much all the profile information is on Cedar Cousins, so I think you guys all know how to quickly just type in a name.
Like, and then it's there.
Yeah.
And like, yay.
Any questions, you're always welcome to ask. We might be able to answer them.
Probably.
But yeah, this was a fun episode. At the end, that wasn't so fun.
That was fantastic.
It was dark.
Hey, Bon.